My name is Jaden Hendershot, and is senior class president. And on behalf of the senior class, I welcome you to the Hamilton High Class of 2019 Commencement Ceremony. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance and with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. It is exciting to see so many family and friends who have gathered here to celebrate this milestone achievement with us. Now, I have the honor to introduce to you our principal, Mr. John Wilhelm.
That's all right. Good evening, everybody. As principal of Hamilton High School, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the administrative staff and distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until all are introduced. In the first row, from left to right, Mrs. Erin Watkins, Assistant Principal. Mrs. Patty Gibbons, Assistant Principal. Mrs. Jana Lewis, Assistant Principal. Jaden Hendershot, Class President. Daniel Sutton, Valedictorian. Allison Sharp, Salutatorian. Mr. Mike Holbrook, Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Matt Shermer, Assistant Principal. Mr. Rob Weigel, President, Hamilton Board of Education. In the second row, Mr. Todd Grimm, Athletic Director. Mr. Tyler Ballou, Assistant Athletic Director. Mr. Brandon Stanfield, Principal, Garfield Middle School. Dr. Nancy Holschult, Principal, Hamilton Freshman School. Mr. Jonathan Zeri, Principal, Wilson Middle School. Mr. Scott Ahonen, Assistant Principal, the Miami School. Mr. Tom Alf, Board Member. Mr. Steve Isgro, Board Member. Mr. Scott Kruger, Board Member. Mr. Lawrence Sprague, Board Member. At this time, I would like to ask that all Hamilton City School employees please stand and be recognized for all of your hard work and dedication. Please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country with freedom that we should never take for granted. Therefore, we thank all of those who have served or will serve our country. At this time, I would like to ask all those serving, all who have served, and all those who will be serving in the armed forces to stand and be recognized. Thank you. We commend you for your service. I'd also like to take this time to draw your attention to the white roses on the piano, which represent all of those who are not able to be with us in attendance this evening. Graduates, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, parents, grandparents, friends and relatives of the graduates, we are very happy that you are here with us tonight to share in this celebration of the accomplishments of the Hamilton High School graduating class of 2019. I especially thank the parents for all that you have done to support the education of your child and the trust you instill with us every day. To the faculty of Hamilton High School main campus, freshman campus, and Miami School, I want to thank you for your diligent efforts and steadfast resolve. From creating engaging lesson plans to increasing rigor in the classroom and pushing students to excel academically, you do it all. But I also know that you support our students emotionally and socially with care and compassion that any parent would appreciate. To the class of 2019, congratulations and thank you for your leadership and academic achievement. Every day, I'm impressed with our students for many different reasons, but I'm mostly impressed with this class for their temperate nature and affable dispositions. During this time, I like to reflect upon the year and the accomplishments of each graduating class. This has been quite a year, not only for our graduates, but also for our district as well. This senior class, in addition to the numerous honors Mrs. Lewis will share in a few minutes, has continued to grow academically at a high rate and improve our state status. I appreciate the accolades of the class in regard to college and career readiness, as well as the graduates, many of who were standing, who will be serving our country in the military. Now, that's not to say there haven't been trials along the way. I can't help but recall some of the student disdain for our backpack policies or our security measures that we enacted this year. But for the most part, this graduating class has handled everything very well and serves as a lesson for when things go unexpectedly or not according to how we might like it. When that happens, how you respond is important because it'll happen often. Graduates, whether you get upset about a school policy, a Facebook post, or a story on Snapchat, how you handle this is a key to living a happy life. And yes, I just said Snapchat in this graduation speech. Even Twitter anger is rampant today for many of our nationally elected officials and political pundits. It shouldn't be. You see, people get angry for a lot of reasons these days. Some are serious, but most are trivial. Something may have already happened today that has upset you. Someone might have been rude to you. You could have even gotten stuck in traffic on the way to this event. A classmate might say something negative about you. A parent might not give you what you want. Your instinct may be to yell and get angry, or worse, post something on social media. It's natural. But just because it's natural doesn't mean it's a good idea. Often, the consequences of anger are more harmful than the causes. This includes when you don't like a decision made by your principal, by your coach, by a teacher, your parent, or even your friends. Social media yelling might make you feel better for a second, but does it actually solve anything? Of course not. Arguing with a person only offers them more opportunity to be rude. As the saying goes, if you wrestle with a pig, you both get muddy. Getting worked up over a traffic jam doesn't help you get to your destination any sooner. It just raises your blood pressure. Retaliating against a colleague who said something mean, they'll either resent you more or revel in your chaos. Arguing with mom and dad, good luck with that. As philosopher Seneca wrote, the best plan is to reject straight away the first incentives of anger, to resist the very beginnings, and to take care not to be betrayed into it. In 1966, a young middleweight boxing contender named Reuben Hurricane Carter was unfairly accused, tried, and found guilty of a horrific crime that he did not commit, a triple murder. For 19 years, Carter was wrongfully imprisoned until he was released by federal court action in 1985. Imagine that, to spend 19 years of your life imprisoned for something that you didn't do, and you thought after-school detention was unfair. But through it all, Carter not only maintained his innocence, he also maintained his control. He did not allow his physical location to have dominion over or control of his mind. He did not get angry, and he refused to surrender the freedoms which were his attitudes, his beliefs, his choices. And just like Reuben Hurricane Carter, as you move on from Hamilton High School, your real strength lies in your control. Your feelings are choices. You can choose anger over calm. You can choose fear over courage. You can choose unhappiness over joy. You can choose retaliation over forgiveness. But which choice is more productive? Remember, circumstances or people do not change as a result of how angry you get at them. Reuben Carter could have chosen to give in to his anger, but that would not have allowed him to spend time on his legal case, conferring with attorneys, reading case law, philosophy, and ultimately achieving a dismissal of all original indictments. And adults need to do a better job modeling appropriate behavior as well. We would be wise to heed the advice of Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. Leave them alone." Graduates, if you haven't already done so, adjust your thinking to have a positive demeanor. Whether you are entering the workforce or continuing with your education, it is important to express an attitude of care towards other people. After all, we are made for each other. If you are faced with adversity, it is better to respond thoughtfully and humanely no matter the situation. Doing so will help you see the world accurately, fairly, and empathetically. Don't waste your time with anger. As Reuben Carter states, hatred and bitterness and anger only consume the vessel that contains them. It doesn't hurt another soul. Every situation is made better by a cool head. Without the ability to recognize and direct your emotions, you become imprisoned by them. Reuben Carter had a legitimate reason to be resentful, yet he refused to be a vessel of anger. You should too. Congratulations to the Hamilton High School class of 2019. Good luck to each of you. As you move on from Hamilton High School, I will leave you with this. May you always think with a cool head. May you see things for what they are. May you do what you can. And may you endure what you must. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you current Hamilton High School Assistant Principal and soon-to-be Principal of Garfield Middle School, Mr. Matt Shermer, who will present the Valedictorian and the Salutatorian. Mr. Shermer.
The class of 2019 valedictorian is Daniel Lee Sutton. Daniel is the son of Joseph and Rosa Sutton. He has earned a weighted GPA of 4.734 and gold honor roll for all 4 years in high school. Daniel was captain of academic quiz team, president of National Honor Society, treasurer of student council, a member and officer of Hamilton Youth Commission, involved in Civic Day and Hamilton Student Leadership Conference. He earned over 150 volunteer hours through JSA, National Honor Society, and Youth Philanthropy Committee. Daniel is also a 2019 Gates Scholar. Daniel plans to attend Duke University, double majoring in International Comparative Studies and Italian Studies with a minor in linguistics. I give you Daniel Sutton, your 2019 valedictorian.
Superintendent Michael Holbrook, Principal John Wilhelm, members of the dais, faculty, distinguished guests, my fellow Americans. When you hear the word valedictorian, a lot of things are probably going through your mind. You may believe that you're hearing from someone who got a 36 on his ACT. I'm not him. If you're looking for an excellent test taker, he's sitting on the floor. Perhaps you're expecting to hear from someone who's done an extensive amount of cancer research. Again, he's sitting on the floor. If you're looking for an excellent reader and writer, she's sitting to my left. Many of you think you're hearing from the smartest kid in the graduating class, but it's my firm belief that that student is sitting on the floor. But I feel blessed to be able to stand before you this evening and pray that I can say something to encourage each of you on this momentous occasion. On a joint Instagram account with my best friend Alias, I posted the following caption: I wish more people were fluent in silence. One person seeking to throw a bit of shade asked me, how can you say that when you literally never shut up? I explained to them that I'm fluent in English, but speak Spanish fairly often. Fluency isn't the sole use of a language, but rather it's defined as the ability to speak or write a foreign language easily and accurately. I, of all people, know that there is nothing easy about being silent, but sometimes it's called for. When we need to be silent, let us listen. And when it's time to speak, let us speak. The ability and recognition to fluidly move between these two ideas is what I deem fluency in silence. Similarly, the scripture reads in Ecclesiastes 3, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Just as I must know when to speak Spanish, English, or not at all, we must all understand our individual seasons. I do not know what yours may consist of, but I can speak to this one tonight. Whether it be college, trade school, the military, the workforce, or maybe nothing at all, no matter what the next page in your life, we share a common ground that culminates on this very evening. We've endured a series of ups and downs, friendships and losses, but in the words of Dr. Seuss, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. It's time to move forward, class of 2019. Forward thinking is essential to our respective endeavors. Days of stagnation are over. It's okay to wait, it's okay to be patient, but I urge you to do so with your mind on things ahead. Whatever you spent the last 13 to 14 years doing, I encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. If you spent all your time alone, find a friend. If you spent every night with friends, spend some time alone for self-reflection. For those of us that talk a lot, let's listen. If you don't speak, speak your mind. Listen to a new genre, read a different book, learn a new fact. Do not stay the same. We did not spend nights of studying and days of arguing to be the exact same people that we were freshman year. So step into the next stage of your life as someone ready to take on every fast pitch, every tackle, or any other obstacle that can and indubitably will come. Principal Wilhelm often mentions building security and places a strong emphasis on it within our school. But I would like to discuss a different kind of security tonight. Not national security, not social security, but internal security. Security of self and certainty of mind. It's hard for sure. It's difficult to be certain of anything. But I urge you to be confident in this one thing. The future has the potential to be so much brighter. Yes, this is the end of a chapter, and you may never see some of the faces in this room again. This is why I believe Robert Frost was correct when he wrote the words, "So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay." For many of you, high school was not a golden experience, and for others, you loved it so much that you don't want to let it go. Some of you just wanted to pass, and it's evident that tonight you accomplished that very goal. So congratulations to each of you on meeting that mark. Tonight we must lay down a mantle that we've carried for so many years and pick up a new one that will require more of us. But I know we can handle it with the right amount of encouragement and focus. One thing I've learned from the city of Hamilton as a citizen, an employee, and a student is that good enough is simply not good enough. Our water is not good enough, it's the best. Our educators are not good enough, they're remarkable. I wish the same to my fellow graduates. Look beyond the confines of good enough towards excellence. Stop reaching for passing, stop setting goals at pretty good. If we are to move forward, we have to know within ourselves that we are prepared to do so. As Dolly Parton puts it, 9 to 5, yeah, they got it where you want it. There's a better life, and you dream about it, don't you? It's a rich man's game, no matter what they call it. And you spend your life putting money in his wallet. While these sentiments may not be relevant quite yet, dream on, because we're almost there. This dream of possibility was instilled in me 12 years ago in my kindergarten class at Beaumont Elementary School. That teacher, Mrs. Mersey Truex, is here with us today all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee. She let us soar. She let us dream, and not only during nap time. So thank you, Mrs. Truex, for starting my journey on the runway of life. Thank you to every teacher I've had who helped me take off and has guided my flight. Thank you to every friend I've made, all of whom I unfortunately do not have time to shout out, that has made this flight so smooth. And thank you to Mrs. Wagner, my best friend, for helping me land so well. It's been a ride, class of 2019. You've heard tonight of the crashes and harsh wind that we sometimes have put ourselves through. But at least for tonight, take it easy, because whether it was rocky or not, you've landed and don't have to fly anymore. This was the message that my parents taught me when I was young. When I did not believe in myself or considered myself a failure, they helped me recognize my success. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for showing me the beauty in ashes. When I was sick 3 days after being born, Mom, you stayed with me. When you were asked if I would be okay, you met negativity with a steadfastness that I hoped to attain. When I could not speak, you spoke for me. And when I could not breathe, you breathed for me. And when I could not pray, above all else, you prayed for me. Because you didn't give up, I don't think it's in my blood to give up. It wasn't a matter of being lucky or fortunate, but it was a matter of the love you have for me, and I cannot express that gratitude enough. But in closing, Panic at the Disco best encompasses the message I wish to portray. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Thank you.
I now have the pleasure of introducing your 2019 Salutatorian, Allison Sharp. Allison is the daughter of Jeff Sharp and Tracy Kidd. She has earned a weighted GPA of 4.711 and gold honor roll all 4 years of high school. Allison was recognized in the GMC as an all-academic 3 years in a row and captain of the varsity tennis team. She is also an officer and member of ASTRA, Hamilton Youth Commission, National Honor Society, Student Council, Junior State of America, involved in Civic Day, and held a summer internship with the city clerk at the City of Hamilton. Allison was a National History Day winner as a sophomore and has been awarded the national title of AP Scholar with Honors. Allison has accumulated over 100 hours of volunteer service in her years at Hamilton High. Allison plans to attend the George Washington University in Washington, D.C., majoring in political science with a concentration in public policy and minoring in peace studies. I give you Allison Sharp.
"5 years ago, I sat in the crowd of this hall, watching as my sister walked across this stage and into her future. At that time, my own graduation day seemed a million years away, and yet we are here. When we stepped foot into the freshman building 4 years ago, we were met with a plethora of new faces. New teachers, new administrators, new staff members, and new peers. Our entire ninth grade year seemed like a tug of war between two distinctly different schools. Sophomore year, when we graduated to the high school, though, the lines were blurred. We were no longer two groups of warring middle schoolers, but one group of high schoolers, ready to make the best of these 4 years. Today, as we stand here, seniors, minutes away from graduating, I could not picture a more united group. We have spent our days walking back and forth between the 800s and the 400s, and our afternoons under the lights of the Schwarm, our Sunday nights finishing all of the homework we had over the weekend. We have celebrated broken records, state titles, grand championships, superior ratings, and nationally recognized scholars. We have formed indestructible bonds and lifelong friendships. We have been struck by change and by pain, and most importantly, by loss. So to everyone that we've lost on this journey, this is for you. We promise to make you proud to be a part of the class of 2019, now and forever. All of our memories are wrapped up in each other, and that is the greatest gift that Hamilton High School has ever given us. For most, today is the end of all we've ever known. Dress codes, hall passes, bell schedules, and many, many PowerPoint slides. Most of that is over. In exchange, we have the freedom to diverge, to choose to further our own education, to take on new trades, to take a gap year, to enter the workforce, or to serve in the armed forces. The choice is yours, and I congratulate you on pursuing these newfound paths, on one condition, that whatever you do it well. We have the world at our fingertips now, and the gravity of that should not be lost. We've spent so much of our high school careers with our minds in the future and our focus on what lies ahead. College acceptances, prom, graduation, and even just the weekend. We are always wondering what's next, and sometimes forget to stop and smell the roses. Today, smell the roses. Today is your day. Even if you have been living in fast forward all 4 years of high school, something I've been guilty of, let yourself have today. While it may seem obvious, you only graduate from high school once. Let this be a lesson that time goes by fast. Cherish every moment, especially the last ones here with the people you have walked the halls with for the past 12 years. While this may be the last time we are all together, know that we are forever connected. We have been given the gift of being able to grow up in such a compassionate, diverse, and fruitful city, and that shows in every student that walks through the halls of Hamilton High, especially in the class of 2019. As I said before, our memories are shared in a way that can never be taken away from us. Nothing can alter the story that we wrote together. So now, let me leave you with this. After this day, do not cease to do things that you will remember. This is not the end of your story, it is only just the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel and Allison. And now, our Hamilton High School Symphonic Band, under the direction of Mr. Paul Dixon. Thank you, Mr. Dixon and the Symphonic Band. At this time, Mrs. Lewis will acknowledge our honors and awards.
Thank you, Mr. Wilhelm. As the 1st of May, members of the Hamilton High School class have received 448 scholarships and financial aid, totaling over $12 million. Because of the generosity of those people who contributed to university alumni foundations, our local Hamilton Community Foundation, Hamilton Service Clubs, professional organizations, and industrial firms, many of our seniors will be able to continue their education. The students who have received these awards have demonstrated excellence in the field of academics, athletics, service to their school and to their community, or to the discipline of fine arts. Many of these seniors have achieved in 2 or more of these areas. Our congratulations go out to you who have won these scholarships and awards, and to all of the parents and teachers who have been a part of them. Think of this recognition as not the end of an effort, but rather as one milestone on a long path, and know that you have made an excellent beginning. Students, if you are a recipient of an academic, college, or athletic scholarship or grant, award of distinction, vocational and academic, or delayed entry into the armed services, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. You may be seated. Several years ago, the Hamilton High School staff established a scholarship to honor an outstanding graduating senior. Each year, through contributions from the staff, a $500 scholarship is given to a senior who displays not only a solid academic effort, but also very strong character. On behalf of the Hamilton High School faculty and staff, I am proud to announce the winner of this year's Hamilton High School Staff Scholarship, Mr. Connor Robinson. Please stand and be recognized, Connor. And now our concert chorale under the direction of Christina Fox, accompanied by our American Sign Language students under the direction of Heather Hudock.
Thank you to the concert chorale, Mrs. Fox, our American Sign Language students, and Mrs. Hudak. Will the class of 2019 please rise? Mr. Weigel, Mr. Holbrook, members of the Board of Education, I declare the candidates standing before you have met all graduation requirements set forth by the state of Ohio and by the Hamilton City School District, and therefore are eligible to receive their diplomas.
By the powers vested in me by the state of Ohio and the city of Hamilton, as president of the Hamilton Board of Education, I am happy to accept this group of students as eligible for graduation from Hamilton High School. At this time, I proudly declare the class of 2019 of Hamilton High School graduated.
Graduates, please be seated for the start of the diploma presentation. We will begin with the top 20 in order of class rank. Mr. Shermer, please begin.
Daniel Sutton. Allison Sharp. Alias Zach Pacheco. Christopher Gibson. Morgan Mayer. Matthew Scott. Connor Robinson. Varick Bippis. Camille Dainton. Olivia Hudgens. Matthew Porter. Trisha Brewer D'Angelo. Amanda Moritz. Parker Ashley. Lillian Cameron. Caitlin Combs. Alexia Huffman. Zachary Carson. Olivia Yackman. The class of 2019 top 20 scholars. All right, time to speed it up. You ready? All right. Gracie Abner.
Chase Loop.
Anya Adams.
Zachary Lovins.
Elijah Adams.
Jacob Lunsford.
Blake Adelsberger.
JC Little.
Joseph Albinus.
Daquan Moffett.
Allison Albright.
Jaquez Moffett.
Snoel Alexander.
TJ Markham.
Dylan Alfaro.
Alan Martin.
Dershi Ambani.
Cassandra Martin.
Daryl Anderson.
Alexis Mason.
Alexandria Angel.
Isaiah Mason.
Georgia Atfeld.
Zachary Matthews.
Selena Arce.
William McCoy.
Jenna Ash.
Sarah Medina.
Ariana Avery.
Micah McGuire.
Alejandra Avia Solazano.
Marcus McKnight.
Sharon Ayala.
Faith Meese.
Caitlin Asbill.
Mamie Mumbai.
Sarah Bachman.
Jayla McNeil.
Stevie Bailey.
Jeffrey Mobley.
Abigail Baker.
Shelby Messer.
Sierra Baker.
Abigail Metzler.
David Baker.
Michaela Meyer.
Samantha Baker.
Brandon Myers.
Carly Ball.
Amanda Middleton.
Dawson Banks.
Isaiah Miller.
Carlos Barajas.
Kiera Miller.
Brianna Barbecho.
Abigail Mills.
Nancy Barbecho.
Bren Merrill.
Mackenzie Barger.
Zachary Money.
Lucas Batdorf.
Kayla Moore.
Sterling Baxter.
Samantha Moore.
Trevor Bean.
Summer Moore.
Maya Becerra.
Devin Morris.
Tyreek Belcher.
Allie Mullins.
Jada Belden.
Leisha Mullins.
Olivia Bender.
Jesse Muntz.
Christian Bippus.
Jamie Myers.
Randall Bladen.
Melvin Natividad Dominguez.
Kaylee Blevins.
Carmen Nava.
Kara Bowling.
Marcus Needham.
Michelle Bonholm.
Gabriel Neely.
Kaylee Bowling.
Anthony Nelson.
Evan Boykin.
Sabrina Nelson.
Tyler Bradford.
Michaela Neeson.
Alexander Braswell.
Naomi Nolan.
Chloe Bray.
William North.
Natasha Brito Suero.
Ornetti Zimbu.
Haley Brock.
Ryan Oswald.
Rodney Brooks.
Zachary Owens.
Amber Brown.
Lucas Patrick.
Ashanti Brown.
Clayton Paul.
Caitlin Brown.
Daniel Paulino Martinez.
Valia Brown.
Ty Payne.
Alyssa Brown.
Jacob Penny.
Taylor Bruce.
Peyton Pennington.
Daniel Brunk.
Jeremiah Purdue.
Jillian Bundy.
Abanelis Perez.
Zoe Berger.
Jordan Perez.
Adalberto Cabrera.
Francisco Perez Arias.
Callie Kane.
Jacob Phillips.
Cody Calloway.
Jordan Phillips.
Honesty Cantrell.
Kaylee Pickett.
Nathaniel Carr.
James Pink.
Leslie Castillo Fuentes.
Jenna Pink.
Macy Caudill.
Arena Pajuwhite.
Savannah Combs.
Shirley Polanco.
Kelly Chavez Solazano.
Nija Ponder.
Mackenzie Clemens.
Ryan Ponder.
Brendan Klein.
Leandre Pope.
William Cochran VI.
Lucinda Powell.
Jordan Cole.
Courtney Ramey.
Nathan Collins.
Haley Price.
Stephen Collins II.
Daniel Printup.
Jesse Combs.
Jordan Printup McCluskey.
Mason Combs.
Sabrina Radin.
Stacia Burns.
Nathan Powers.
Elijah Chandler.
John
Anna.
Rutherford II.
Anna Davis.
Billy Ray.
Abigail Conley.
Dallas Reese.
Andrew Kahn.
Zachariah Reese.
Shaughnessy Corbin.
Morgan Rutherford.
Kennedy Cox.
Jacqueline Ramirez.
Congrats, Brian. Brian Cruz.
Cheyenne Ruman.
John Nathaniel Dabu.
Haley Reynolds.
Jerry Danner.
Joycelyn Rianya Vasquez.
Jared Comfort.
Amberly Richardson.
Winter Davis.
Christopher Richardson.
Mason DeBoer.
Cece Riggins.
Trevor DeBoer. Yeah.
Miracle Riggins.
Dylan Deck.
Christopher Rindler.
Caitlin Deggy.
Davion Ripley.
Daniela. Daniela Delangel.
Brooke Rourke.
Nayeli De Leon.
Brooklyn Robbins.
Mario Di Benedetto.
Jalen Robinson.
Kiera Jang.
Miranda Robinson.
Daniel De Jesus Foster.
Jordan Ritzy.
Josette Deshawn.
Andrea Rocha Pater.
Brianna Disney.
Gloria Rodriguez Yanez.
Yesenia Dominguez Santos.
Carly Rogers.
Austin Dreyer.
Melody Rogers.
Victoria Dyer.
Miranda Rogers.
Micah Estes.
Joshua Romanello.
Jean Estevez Pacheco.
Peyton Rooney.
Tommy Lynn Farmer.
Savannah Rosenbaum.
Jordan Farthing.
Anna Rowland.
Sean Faulkner.
Mary Rowland.
Jocelyn Fernandez.
Imelda Rubio.
Caitlin Farrell.
David Rucker.
Sarah Finley.
Gaston Rush.
Trinity Florence.
Emily Russell.
Daisy Flores.
Sergio Flores.
Sydney Rui.
Sergio Flores.
Brianna Sampson.
Mario Flores Rodriguez.
Asher Sanborn.
Isaac Friedley.
Jennifer Sanchez Meja.
John Fugate.
Anthony Sandlin.
Kelisha Hurd.
Cora Sandlin.
Eddie Gilbert III.
Ricky Russell.
Abil Gamino.
Ashley Schapacher.
Haven Geller.
Kennedy Schutte.
Jamal Gahardi.
Gavin Sandlin.
Brianna Gibbons.
Akira Sneed.
Samantha Fuller.
Kanaya Sarmiento.
Akis Gilbert Davis.
Emma Sauerland.
Brendan Gill.
Rebecca Scherzinger.
Zion Goins.
Brianna Schlensker.
Roberto Gonzalez Rodriguez.
Kaylee Schneider.
Joshua Gordon.
Isaac Scott.
Grady Gorham.
Jacob Scott.
Elizabeth Grajada Cassidy.
Christopher Scott.
Amani Green.
Vincent Scott.
Carter Green.
Zachary Scrimizzi.
Krishana Greenlee.
Sierra Seacrest.
Riley Gren.
Brian Segoviano.
Anna Grolmus.
Whitney Seiler.
Shelby Grubb Juarez.
Gabriela Serrano.
David Guillen Diaz.
Jalen Simmons.
Leah Gutierrez Avila.
Marissa Sloan.
William Hagar.
Nathan Stapleton.
Ashlyn Hagg.
Cody Smith.
Gage Hacker.
Michael Marion Smith.
Maya Halcomb Benson.
Tyler Smith.
Caleb Haley.
Nature Sanford.
Brianna Hall.
Tyrone Soiree.
Kyra Hall.
Alexis Soul.
Amberly Hamblin.
Elijah Spradling.
Haley Hammonds.
Brianna Stapleton.
Jade Hammonds.
Samantha Stapleton.
John Hammonds Jr.
Mason Steck.
Lillian Hampton.
Gabriel Stevens.
Maya Harash.
Colton Stevens.
Rachel Harmon.
Haley Stewart.
Ariel Harris.
Madison Stewart.
Alyssa Harrison.
Naya Stubbs.
Sydney Hauser.
Andrew Swan.
Gage Hayes.
Hagen Talby.
Jaden Hendershot.
Kevin Smith.
William Henderson.
Jacob Strong.
Yasmin Hernandez.
Grace Taylor.
Joel Hernandez Esteban.
Chase Teets.
Nicholas Hirschner.
Dalton Thomas.
Mason Hill.
Logan Thomas.
Faith Hilton.
Justin Thompson.
Tommy Hobson.
Nicholas Thompson.
Alexander Helly.
Deontay Tipton.
Ronell Holland.
Pope Tennyson.
Donnell Holland, Jr.
Kevin Toller.
Dylan Hollinsworth.
Alexis Torres.
Ronald Horn, Jr.
David Tran.
Tyler Hornsby.
Tyler Tripoli.
Trevor House.
Jacob Truitt.
Anthony Houston.
Lyle Tyree.
Brandon Houston.
Emily Vaughn.
Elizabeth Houston.
Luis Velasquez Medina Jr.
Jace Hoyland.
Evadel Venegas.
DeMarco Howard.
Derek Tyree.
Abigail Hoyland.
Allison Turner.
Mayana Houston.
Kaylin Veerling.
Sarah Parson.
Arthur Walton.
Madison Huffman.
Noah Warner.
Dylan Hughes.
Hannah Venerable.
Nicholas Hummer.
Thomas Vickers.
Mark Hunt III.
Tristan Vickers.
Alexis Hunter.
Brian Viagas.
Casey Hunter.
Kayla Walker.
Samuel Isgro.
Delasia Singletary.
Messina Jackson.
Jareese Watts.
Stephanie Jackson.
Zachary Welsh.
Cameron Jarrett.
Jacob Wentz.
Nicholas Jeffries.
Chloe White.
Ravia Jahali.
Corey White.
Deja Jones.
Haley Whitlock.
Paradise Jones.
Andrew Wilcox.
Riley Jones.
Joseph Wilkie.
Samuel Jones.
Davion Williams.
Sarah Jones.
Elijah Williams.
Adriana Joshua.
Emma Williams.
Mackenzie Julian.
Scott Williams.
Malik Kaiser.
Jason Winkler.
Brady Cameron.
Abigail Wright.
Chloe Kilgis.
Blaze Wright.
Austin Crabiel.
Destiny Williamson.
Skylar Kuykendall.
Octavia Wilson.
Caleb Laird.
Taylor Wilson.
Malik Lampkin.
Alexandria Winkler.
Mackenzie Lease.
Issa Winston.
Jarrett Leschner.
Kayla Wood.
Matthew Lester.
Cody Wooten.
Connor Lewis.
Henry Wysong.
Tommy Joe Lipstone.
Brittany Young.
Olivia Lowe.
Max Young.
John Loge.
Fernando Zorilla.
Justice Long.
Callista Zuwerkin.
Michaela Longfield.
Kessie Miller.
Right there.
Let's give a round of applause for the class of 2019. At this time, we ask that you please rise for the alma mater, led by Marcus McKnight, Ashley Schophacker, Noah Warner, and Abigail Wright. Thank you. Can you please be seated? At this time, Jaden Hendershot, Senior Class President, will now deliver our closing. Jaden Hendershot.
Hello, everyone. When I ran for Senior Class President, I did so to have more control over how our senior year went. And then after I was nominated, my mom pointed out, "You know you'll have to give a speech at graduation, right?" And I felt an instant flood of terror come over me. But then I came to the realization that I had all year before I even needed to think about this. And then I blinked, and now here I am, standing before you. So if you don't mind, give me a second to take this moment in. When I started thinking about what I wanted to say to you, and God knows I wasn't even going to try and come close to last year's speech. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. It was fantastic and definitely worth listening to. But I really thought about what I wanted the speech to convey to all of us. I just kept coming back to the word karma. Karma. Karma is a phenomenon unlike anything else. It's something that people aren't always aware of, but it happens every day. If you're not familiar with what it is, some of the phrases used to describe karma are cause and effect, what goes around comes around, the law of attraction, and the secret to life. Make good choices, and good will come to you. Make bad choices, and bad will certainly find you. Seems simple, right? It really is. Karma is where the intent and actions of an individual, the cause, influence the future of that individual, the effect. Take a second and think of a recent action you took that affected what happened next. That's karma. Karma is something we are born with, whether we like it or not. It is something that is with us our entire life, whether we can see it and want it there or not. In a sense, karma is much like our shadow, meaning when you step into the warmth of sunlight, sunlight being a metaphor for our good choices, your shadow is at its most profound. However, when the sky is dark and gray, this being a metaphor for bad choices, you'll be hard-pressed to find your shadow anywhere around, but it's still there. We have the power within us to put ourselves right where we want to be in life. Everyone in this building has dealt with adversity at one time or another. This adversity does not define who we are. We are defined by the choices we make and the way we treat others. When we rise above adversity and allow it to teach us and strengthen us, it's in that pivotal moment that we will grow. I believe that adversity we have faced as a class, both individually and together, has helped to create a wonderful diversity among us. Taking something challenging and turning it into good, creating our own little nation right here, better known as the Big Blue. Allowing ourselves to experience this diversity on a daily basis has been beneficial to each of us by expanding our knowledge and allowing us to learn from each other. Barack Obama once said, "Our diversity, our differences, joined together by a common set of ideals, makes us different, makes us stronger, and makes us more creative." We, as graduates, can utilize that diversity we've encountered to our advantage by having the power of an open mind. Being open-minded means being willing to consider new ideas, being unprejudiced to other suggestions, and being ready to listen to others, whether we agree with them or not. This is Big Blue. This is us. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. Dr. Wayne Dyer said this. Each day, we have the opportunity to generate more quality within our lives and positively impact everyone around us. With that being said, we have to choose to let people in. Allow others to feel the good we have within us, to experience our compassion and goodwill, and to generate mutual understanding and patience. When we choose to put good into the world, even when it is difficult, we can only be destined for better karma. Choosing to react to others around you in a productive way will help you create more of what you desire. The only thing holding you back is yourself. In this very moment, you are a direct reflection of the choices you have made. Look around you. See where you are. You are sitting in that chair because of your choices. You are right where you're supposed to be. You are in control of your life. Take a second and come to grips with that. No one else is in control, only you. And sorry, parents, but it's true. Thankfully, we all made the choice to graduate. For future reference, if you want better results, make better choices in the greatest interest of yourself and those around you. In the end, you're not only going to be remembered by the grades you did or didn't have, where you went to college, or even if you went to college, how well you did or did not play soccer. Your legacy will live on through the content of your character and the kindness of your soul. Congratulations, class of 2019. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Jaden. At this point, the stage will exit once the music starts. Mr. Dixon.